Hello, you're watching RJ Kartik English. This is the story of a young monk who was constantly troubled by overthinking, always reflecting on past events. His mind was consumed by the thoughts of the past, and every single day he found himself stuck in those memories, unable to move on. One day, an elder monk told him about a wise elderly monk who lived in a hut at the top of a mountain. The sage was known for his deep wisdom and intense meditation. It was said that he could provide answers to life's most difficult questions. The young monk, desperate for guidance, decided to climb the mountain and seek answers to his tormenting thoughts. Without wasting any time, the young monk set off on the difficult journey up the mountain. After a long climb, he finally reached at the top and found the old monk in deep meditation. The young monk stood quietly, waiting for the elderly monk to finish his meditation. Slowly, the old monk opened his eyes, breaking his meditative state. The young monk then asked, "O wise man, I am troubled by the constant overthinking about past events. I can't stop thinking about them. I feel as though my mind is stuck in the past. What should I do? How can I let go?" The old monk, with a gentle smile, replied, "My child, it's very simple. Before I give you the right answer you seek, let me tell you something. Down the mountain there is a village, and one of my disciples has invited me for a meal. Let's go down, eat first, and then I'll give you the answer you seek." Eager to find the solution, the young monk agreed, saying, "As you wish." The old monk smiled and said, "All right, let's begin our journey." As they began their descent down the mountain, the old monk said to the young monk, "There's a large rock there. Pick it up and carry it on your shoulder." The young monk, curious and assuming that there might be some deeper meaning or lesson hidden in this task, obeyed and picked up the heavy rock. Despite his youth, the young monk found the weight of the rock exhausting. However, the old monk, despite his age, moved swiftly, descending the mountain with ease. The young monk, on the other hand, struggled under the weight of the rock. The longer he carried it, the more exhausting it became. Minutes turned into hours, and the young monk could barely keep up with the old monk. The rock's weight was unbearable, and his body began to ache. He was drenched in sweat, his strength nearly depleted, but he could not bring himself to stop. He thought, "What if I let go? Will the old monk be disappointed in me? Maybe this is part of the lesson. I cannot give up." Eventually, they reached the village and stopped under a tree. The young monk, completely exhausted and in pain, was struggling to carry the rock any further. Every step felt like an immense effort, and he wondered why he had to carry such a burden. The old monk, noticing the young monk's condition, sat down and smiled at him. The young monk, nearly out of breath, asked, "Wise man, you are smiling. You see what I have been through? My body is aching. My energy is drained. Why did you ask me to carry this heavy stone all the way down? What was the purpose? I really want to know." The old monk, still smiling gently, replied, "My child, you should have put the rock down earlier." The young monk, confused, said, "But you told me to pick it up. I did what you asked. Why didn't you say anything about putting it down?" The old monk answered softly, "I only asked you to pick it up. I never told you to carry it for so long. When you picked it up, I didn't say it was meant to stay on your shoulder forever. You could have put it down whenever you felt it was too heavy. It was your choice to carry it for so long. If you had chosen to put it down earlier, you wouldn't have suffered like this." The young monk finally understood. The old monk continued, "This is just like your life. You are carrying the burden of past memories like the heavy stone on your shoulder. You're allowing your past thoughts to weigh you down. If you keep dwelling on the past, your life will become full of pain, just like the pain you felt carrying that rock. But if you learn to let go of the past and stop overthinking, you will find peace and happiness. To live a happy life, you must first learn to let go of the things that no longer serve you. Only then you will enjoy and smiles return to your life. The young monk sat there in silence, reflecting deeply on the old monk's words. He realized that the weight he had been carrying all along, his overthinking, his obsession with the past, was entirely within his control. The moment he chose to let go, his life could be free from the burden. From that day, the young monk stopped overthinking about the past. He learned that the key to a peaceful and happy life was not in carrying the weight of old memories, but in leaving them behind and embracing the present. With newfound wisdom in his heart, he thanked the old monk and promised to live his life with more freedom, more joy, and less weight. Keep watching RJ Kartik English for such meaningful stories.